Hi guys, Bobby, Jared and Vinny here from Peak Performance Academy, and today's Coach's Corner we're going to speak about people giving up a little bit too quickly and a little bit too early.
I suppose something we see a lot, kind of just, especially in the gym with regards to weight loss and people trying to achieve a certain weight, stuff like that. They're far too quick to give up on themselves or look for reasons why they're not progressing or why it's not working, and it's something we wanted to talk about today.
Yeah, and I suppose it's not just when weight loss we see this happen. It's kind of nearly a habit that people pick up on. It's just something they do quite regularly in all aspects of their life. And usually it's when things get difficult or it gets tough or they get tired and fatigued. And it can be applied, I suppose, to relationships, career and their fitness goals.
Yeah, it kind of covers a wide base there, and what we find is just when people are trying to get into a structured routine, it takes time. Nothing happens overnight. So like if you're trying to achieve something, especially as we deal so much with fat loss, somebody's trying to, we say, work on their lifestyle habits and change them habits on a daily basis, that's going to take a number of weeks to set in, and that's normally the time that people, if they aren't achieving something very, very quickly, because we live in a world of everything is now, they just start to get demotivated and they give up. So we're, on this video we're trying to just talk about maybe just lasting the pace a little bit longer, setting a longer thought process when you're trying to achieve something. So it's not just, I need to do it straight away in the first 2 to 3 weeks. Give yourself that little bit of time, that little bit of elbow room that you can just kind of set out your stalls, start getting into your daily routines, get consistent with your routine, and then over time you'll start to see the results.
Yeah, and I do believe it really comes down to, a lot of it is kind of like a mindset or a mentality towards achieving something or towards quitting. Because I seen a quote before, and it was just goes, winners win and losers lose, which I think is very true. So like, winners come down to that mindset, that ability to find a way to be successful, to achieve what they want. And then losers, someone you always see, someone who always looks for a way out, looks for a way to quit, or quits at the first sign of adversity. And I think it's very applicable to absolutely anything. If you get into that mindset of being a winner, achieving things on a smaller basis first, and then getting that up and that kind of snowball effect in, and then you start to achieve things on a bigger scale, like your weight loss or relationships, like Jared was saying.
And I suppose like you could look at it from the kind of law of attraction or even your own perception side of things as well. As a perception goes a long way, and like two people could see the same task in completely different ways, where one would see it as something challenging but something that's going to be very fulfilling, and the other person could see it as something that's a chore, so difficult, or something that they have to do. And straight away when you jump onto that negative mindset, it's very hard to shake it off, and everything seems harder than it really should be. And once you get into that rut, it's going to be very, very hard to get out.
And the thing about it, I suppose you have to ask yourself is, why are you giving up on your goal or what you're trying to achieve? What are you telling yourself? This is not working, that's not working, this is not working. What about looking at it from a logical standpoint and saying, okay, why isn't it working? What am I doing? What am I controlling within my daily routine? Am I being consistent? So maybe instead of thinking about giving up, start to step back and say, right, what's the reasons why I'm thinking this way? Why I'm getting demotivated? What am I doing wrong? What do I need to do right? What can I do better? So maybe just thinking that way would really help you in terms of your goal setting and when you're trying to achieve a goal.
And that's important as well, because it's a lot easier to give up on something if you're not doing it for the right reasons. It's like I was saying, so finding that why. If that's something you really want to do and you think is going to be really fulfilling to your life and help you grow as a person, you're going to be a lot hungrier. You're going to have a lot better drive to achieve that. So it is a lot easier to quit on something that your heart isn't in.
If it is something you really want to do, every time you give up, you're only delaying your own goals. Like I put a post about this the last days. Nobody is going to come along and do the work for you. So if you give up over and over again, you're just delaying getting to your goal. It's not like someone's going to come on and give you your goal on a plate and say, oh, here, you don't have to do the work anymore. So like the more you give up, and I suppose the less fortitude you have mentally. So if you quit very easily, your goal is just going to get further and further and further away, and that's just going to decrease your motivation even more.
And it's the same for us as coaches, because like if we have that mindset of giving up, we would have give up on 80% of our clients so far. But we don't do that. We logically think each day, we break down things, we work on a long-term thinking plan, we don't think short-term, and any of the results you've seen that any of us coaches are getting here is long-term. It's all long-term. There's no 2 to 3, 4 weeks massive transformations, it's long-term. So when we struggle with clients and they come into these roadblocks, we as coaches don't give up on them. We say, right, okay, this is what we're going to do. This is what you need to do a little bit better, and let's move forward again. So you have to take that same process as we do. So it's the same kind of thing we're trying to portray, is that you have to be in it long term, you have to be able to deal with setbacks, and you have to logically think about them, and then you have to stop thinking about giving up the easy way out. And I think nowadays people are a little bit soft in terms of trying to achieve something. You do need to have that little bit of a grit, a bit of a grind, and at the start in the consultation we would have often said to the client, listen, we're here for you, but you need to be here for us, and you need to put in the effort, you need to put in the work, and we will get you results.
Yeah, like I think we all probably get it. You'll often get clients, especially if they're coming from a background where they don't really believe in themselves, and they kind of find it hard to start. How many times do they say to us, oh, you must be sick of me as a client now? Yeah. And that's never the case, and I hate when people say that. It's not that we just want to get an instant result and then that's it, that we forget about it. It's you're trying to change someone's life, and that takes time, and it's not that you get sick of it. It's just you're trying to help that person believe in them, that they can achieve something, and that they don't have to go back to the way things once were.
Yeah. I think as well, like when people look at motivation and what drives them, they're always looking at some bigger picture, like a scale weight, or they want to see a massive change. But as coaches, when somebody's struggling a little bit and they have that feeling of they want to give up, you kind of have to map out to them what you've actually done so far that is positive, and look at the changes you've done since you started. Look where you've came from, character, lifestyle changes, confidence changes, like motivation, training, what you've done in the gym, what have you done in the weights room, in terms of where you've came from to where you are now. So it's just looking at the positives there again, and that's where I think the coach is a massive help in terms
exactly.
of
That's sure that external opinion is important, and might be a coach, might be a friend or someone who's kind of going on a journey with you. It's like you might get down that you haven't lost weight this week, that your weight hasn't gone up because it's gone down in the other 6 weeks you've been training. Then you take a step back and you realise, I'm sleeping a lot better, I have a lot more energy at the weekends to spend with family or kids or anything like that. My productivity in work is better, I'm getting much better in the gym, and I'm just enjoying life a bit more. So they're all markers of progress as well. So that is where it's good to have that someone on the outside who's seen these changes more so than you're seeing them yourself, who can just give you that bit of confidence, that bit of motivation to keep going.
And what you have to bear in mind is most often when it comes to your own success, you will be very irrational in your thought process, and you will choose not to see how far you've come, or you will talk down any success that you've had, and that's a common trait among people, and I would, especially among Irish people, it's like you're afraid to admit that you're doing well. So it's always good to have someone who can give you a slap of reality when it's needed, and they can pull you in when things are going bad, and they can tell you what you've done when you need to be told it.
Yeah, it's important, guys. So if anybody's out there struggling with a goal or struggling with something they're trying to achieve, just remember, if you're on that thought process of giving up, just take a step back, logically look at what you've done, look at the changes you've made, look at the positive aspects of what you have just done in the previous weeks and months, and that should be a little bit of internal motivation for you to maybe move forward again. And again, reassurance from an external source can be a massive thing, somebody on your side that can help you. But again, like we said at the start there, you need to have a small bit of grit as well, a little bit thicker skinned, and you need a little bit less to pace that a little bit longer, because a lot of the time when people give up, they're so close to that next big jump. So I think it's something
it's like what they say when they say in fighting, like you see in a UFC or boxing, and when a fighter is rattled or something like that, it's just about biting down on that mouth guard and just going for it, like trying to stick to the end.
And when all is said and done, you always have to remember, nobody is going to do it for you.
Exactly, guys. So the onus is going to go back on you all the time. Remember, you're the one that's going to do the action. So if you like what you hear, guys, you find us at peakperformancekillarney.com, all our social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, also on our YouTube channel, Peak Performance Killarney, and you'll catch all our podcasts on Reach Your Peak podcasts. Thanks for listening.
Beautiful, buddy.